Hello there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add an extension that will allow you to annotate your Promethean board in real time. Now, if you have one of the newer boards, the titanium board, you do not need to add this extension. You can simply use your Annotate button. Also, if you have the ClassFlow desktop app, this video is probably not for you. You can just simply open up the desktop app, pull up this bar on the side, and annotate at any time. But for the rest of you, let me show you how to add that extension. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go straight to Google and Google my extension, WebPaint extension. I was actually finding that if I typed WebPaint extension into the Chrome Web Store, I wasn't pulling up with the correct one. So in Google, type in WebPaint extension. Now you can do this on your laptop, Chromebook, anything that's logged into your Chrome account, and then that extension will follow you from your laptop to your Promethean board. But if you want to do it straight on the Promethean board, that's fine. So this is the one that we're looking for, the one that says WebPaint. And so we're going to take this and add it to Chrome, and we'll add the extension. And what you'll notice is it pops up for a second and then disappears. So let's go ahead and make sure that that is turned on at all times. In order to do that, we're going to click on this puzzle piece and we're going to search for that extension in this list. And so I'm looking for WebPaint. I'm going to pin it to my extension list. So now I should see that little pencil right here. Okay, if I unpin it, it goes away. If I pin it, it shows back up. All right, so let's take a look at what you can do with this extension. Okay, so now I would open up this extension on my Promethean board. In order to do that, you will need to be signed into Chrome. So if you're not signed into Chrome, you'll click on the bubble and turn on sync. And so go through the steps to sign in. All right, so let's say I'm looking at an article and I would like to show my students how to annotate this article. So if I click on the pencil, this is what I pull up here. Let's say I'd like to write, and I'd like to write in a slightly bigger pen size. So I'm going to slide this over, and I'm going to go and underline a few things. Okay. When I would like to move, I can click on the arrow, and that will allow me to move along in my document here. So we go back and forth between the arrow and the pencil. You can also turn this pencil into a highlighter by changing the transparency. So if I want to take it all the way over here, now instead of underlining, I can highlight. This has a few other features. You can type. I'd probably want to set my transparency back. Okay. If you'd like to get rid of this information, you can delete it all. You can use the eraser. The eraser just erases small portions at a time. I would just like to dump it all. You should be able to annotate and then have those annotations stick to that document that you're looking at that time. Notice how that traveled upwards as I moved up. And if you want to get out of this extension, you just click the exit button right there. Okay, so this is going to look a little bit differently when you're working within slides. And that's one of the major reasons why I would want this extension, is so that I could annotate on slides while I'm going over a presentation, maybe showing a math problem or collecting data in science, or even if I want to show students how to do a Google slide that they're already working with. So one thing that happens when you are working with slides is when you present, it takes over your entire screen and you no longer see your bookmarks, you no longer see your extensions. And so the way to fix this in order to see your bookmarks and extensions is to get out of this full screen mode. And so if you just take your mouse and or finger and hover over this bottom left-hand corner. This is where you would advance slides. This is where you would exit the full screen mode. So you click on these three dots, you click exit full screen. And so now I still see my slides, but I have the capability to open up an extension. So here's my extension right here. Let's open that up. Okay, so let's say I would like to draw on this slide. And now I'd like to move on to the next slide. Now I'm hovering over that area that allows me to advance, but I don't see it. The reason for that is we're not on the mouse, so our cursor. So I'm going to click on this arrow, and that is going to allow me to advance to the next slide. Notice my annotations did carry over to the next slide, so they don't stick with the slide. So what you do have to do is when you go move on, just dump the old annotations. So now I can annotate. I can use text. I can still change color. I can still erase. I can take a picture of this if I need to save that for notes. And then I would just need to get rid of my annotations and click on the cursor and then go to the next slide. Do my annotations, click on the cursor, go to the next slide. Oops, I forgot to delete that, so I'll delete that, and so on. So it is a matter of making sure that you're not in the full screen mode so that you can still pull up this annotation feature. And when you're done, you can just click exit. And I can exit this by stopping to present. Okay, I hope that this tool is helpful for you.